All right. Hi, Holly. So we have your painting, which is actually pretty good. It's got a really interesting perspective. It's got pretty good forms. Like when I look at the color, it's good. It's very good technically. Um, but I guess the thing is, it's already pretty finished. So if I was to say anything, it would most of what I have to say would be how you start the painting, or what is being painted. But I guess if instead of sitting here and talking about all the different ways we can technically make this painting better, let's look at what we could have painted differently, how we might have done this differently. So I do have some problems with the drawing. My main problem is it's not. I don't know. The story, what's going on in the picture, just doesn't quite fit. If I took a peek at the file name. The file name title was it's a succubus casting a spell. But things just there's a lot of things that just kind of seem out of place that just don't quite fit. And really that to me is what being an artist is all about. Is about trying to find ways to make things fit. And take for instance, she's casting a spell, but who's she casting a spell on? Where is her target? So that is kind of to me a very important thing. You don't just cast spells and use magic because magic's expensive. You have to target something with the spell. So number one, first and foremost, she's missing a target. She needs to cast a spell on, like directly on something. The other thing is we're kind of out here in the Barrens, or we're out, in the middle of these kind of castle ruins, and again, it's just the succubus. If I look at like the usual mythology surrounding succubi is that they prey upon men, and if anything, there's no guys in this picture. There's nobody that she's preying upon, and so either she's in the guy's bedroom or she's like a monkey on his back, or I think there's just some things that maybe we could have explored with a succubus character. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find a composition and a picture that will mesh more with the character, that seems more in character. Um, because you've obviously got the technical stuff down. I'm not going to harp on you for that. Let's see what we can do in terms of maybe the composition. So it's everything I show you. You're probably going to have to start all over again, and I know that's that's one of the horrible things about coming to me for help is that um, usually that's what usually winds up happening is you kind of wind up having to do some things over. So anyway, here we are on a blank page, and thinking about some ideas. What can we do? What would be different? Well, I said earlier, about the whole monkey on the back thing. So I mean, we could have something where we've got some guy, maybe he's a knight or something like that, or I got something even better. Maybe he's a king, right? So I mean, you can have a guy who's a king, and I'm just working in very simple symbols here. I'm not worrying at all about making something look cool. I'm looking straight. I'm going straight for the story here. So we have ourselves this king guy, and so he looks like a pretty old king. All right, so we have this, and if we can have if she's going to cast a spell on him. I mean, there are so many ways. Like now that I have a target, there's so many ways in which I can approach this drawing. From it, like the succubus could be. All right, here's one. Here's one possible thing. Oops, that I could do. Where's my undo button? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, here we are. Okay, so here's one possible thing that I can do. And let's move this over here. You see that the thing about the frame is the frame just, it's, I don't worry too much about it. Okay, so fine. She's like that. And oops, I keep hitting the wrong button. Right? So I mean, this is one such thing. Maybe it's not so much that she's casting a spell on him. It's almost more like he does. It's the fact that we have this picture, right? It's like maybe I can even put a throne in there or something like that, right? Like it just it just kind of cements the idea that she's this ethereal being, right? That she's an ethereal being, and that all these other people that are around, all the courtesans, and people that are in his court, they don't know that she's there, right? It's like this is one possible kind of storytelling drawing, I think, that works. What else can we do? Let's see. I keep hitting that wrong button. All right, let me just roll this all back. That's too long. Let me get my eraser. Okay, yeah, let's use this eraser here. Okay, good. Knock that back. Okay, so I'll just kind of leave that up there, right? Another way we can do it is here. And this is, like this I like is it's kind of the whole fact that his facial expression is just kind of I wouldn't say neutral, but it's almost it's unresponsive. He's not directly responding to her, means that we can do so much more. So I'm thinking that I can put her, if his head's here, if his ear is here, then maybe I can do is I want to have her whispering something into his ear. So right. So this is another kind of thing we could do. Anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about how she looks. I'm going to worry more about what she's doing. And maybe I'll put, let's put her hand right here. So she's kind of cupping it around his ear. Right, so there's another, we're going kind of with conniving, right? That's another thing we can do. I just love how he's got that Stonewall expression. What else can we do? Other ways that we can kind of portray her. Let's see. Let's look back at him. Let's look at the king, because the king, good acting is reacting. Morgan Freeman said, basically Morgan Freeman says he doesn't act, he only reacts. He's only as good as his supporting actor. He's only as good as the best person in the cast because he has to react to the best person in the cast. So this is why I say let's look at the king and how the king is behaving. Let's do that first. So other ways in which we can portray a king. Maybe it's not entirely a bad thing that this relationship between him and the succubus. You know, you draw that creepy face and just think of all the things we can do. And so, what are the different ways in which we can? So she can be here instead. Such a dirty old king. Right? So, I mean, have some fun with it. Have some fun with it. You can, and we know what he's after, you know. There we go. Right? So there's another such portrayal. So, I mean, the thing is that even though she's a succubus, you know, and supposed to be a devil, and you know, kind of, we don't always have to approach her from the conniving point of view. She doesn't always have to be the villain. The kings themselves are also prone to their own, you know, to their own weaknesses as well. So, you know, that's something we can also do. You know, she could be into it, or you know, she maybe we can, maybe not. You know. Bleh. Or maybe I'll do it like this instead. Let's change the direction of the eyes. Bleh. You know, creepy guy. Right. So that's another thing. That's just yet another kind of pose we could have gone for. Um, I don't know what else we have. You know, it's, she's casting a spell, right? So she's maybe let's go again with the king again and put him in the throne. Oh hell, let's just put her right here. I don't know why. Every time I think of royalty, all I can do is just draw them doing just having these ridiculous faces. I think I just I guess I just can't take them seriously. But that's the thing is I have something to say about royalty, right? That's what I'm doing is I'm saying something about royalty. You know, just these are that's my particular voice. That's what I have to say. What I'm asking you is what you have to say about succubi and royalty, and you know, how are you going to portray your characters? So, you know, it's gonna come out. It's gonna this is what to me what art is about, right? We're always talking about expression. We're expressing ourselves. This you're seeing it right here. This is the expression of the self, how you portray your characters, not just about the technical stuff. The technical stuff's good. Like I said earlier, become technically proficient so that you don't have to worry about the technical stuff and you can focus entirely on, well, at that point, you can focus on what you want to say. It's like when you learn a foreign language, right? You want to learn to speak the language fluently, have good vocabulary, good grammar. You want to be able to express yourself, fluently, easily. You want the stuff to come to you quickly. And this way, once you really understand a language and you know the vocabulary, you know the nuances, all the kind of nuances and I guess all the different idioms. At that point you can start to make puns and you can start to make jokes and you can hold deeper conversations. So to me, drawing is very much like a language. It's just, you get good at the technical part of things. Every different subject is going to have its own, little pitfalls. I find that a buddy of mine who, he's French. He's fine in a conversation, but if he wants to talk shop, if he wants to talk about, like computer software, talk about industry stuff, he can't because he doesn't have that kind of that set in his language, right? So the thing is that all of these different subjects that you're going to draw, they're going to have different things that you need to learn. So I'm saying that the drawing that you made earlier, you're technically proficient in that one subject, in that one thing, but I'm saying that learn other things as well, and then you'll be able to hold conversations with they're drawings, but to me a drawing is like a conversation. You'll be able to hold conversations about different subjects. So let's look at different ways in which we can approach and converse with our artwork and have different things to say and portray our characters in different lights. And yeah, so I guess that's it.